Hey there, this is Katherine Cartwright. Welcome. I am sharing the new card kit from Stamps of Life. This is the Your Special collection for April 2024. You'll notice the box has changed. It's the same size, but it is pink now and has a lot of fun details in there, and I'll show you that in the video. Just showing you what's included in the kit, and then I'm going to make 5 cards. There's some bling. There's these cute little stars, kind of these chipboard stars. There's some word dies included, Your Special, and there's a freebie word that says thanks for being a club member, some cute stickers. You've got the A1 cupcake folded die set, which is super cute. And then there's also included, oh look, here it is, make time to be creative every day, and then it's time to get crafty. So that's just the inside of the box. So that was kind of exciting. Stephanie revealed the new color box this month. Okay, you get 12 envelopes. Here is the paper pad. It lists all the colors that are included. Here's some cardstock: ocean, guava, chocolate, ginger snap, sunshine. We've got tangerine, candy, and green apple, and some powdered sugar. Okay, so let's get to the paper pad. It's got 24 pieces that are double-sided, and there are some cute sprinkles and then some cupcakes. This works with the club set this month, the Cupcake Delight dies. And so if you're a club member, you've gotten your stamp set and your dies. There's another little freebie die with the Die Hard members. So those are the people who get the stamps and the dies. And then here are the Cupcake Delight dies. You can see how they coordinate with these pre-printed images, making very quick work of little pieces for your cards. And I'm just showing you the 4 dies in this one that will coordinate with this sheet. And then there's an additional page. This is the Cupcake Delight to be die cuts, and with the additional add-on die set. Okay, I'm going to flip through the paper pad. So we've got more cupcakes of different sizes. We've got some words in there, some stripes, and then it will start again. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into these cards. So I'm going to use the jar folded die set. I've got the patterned paper that I want to use. That's the first die I'm going to run through my machine. That's the front of the die. And then there is a shadow die, which basically makes your card base. So I'm going to do that out of ocean cardstock. I'm going to fold that in half, and I'm going to give it a good crease with my bone folder here. And then I can either run this through. I'm going to leave the edge. You can see it says place fold here, either at the top or the side. So you can make it open, have a hinge basically at the top or at the side. And I'm going to choose the side. You can see a little bit of a gap there to the left, and that will allow me to have a folded card shape. I have put some tape on there, and I've run it through my machine, and then you'll see that I have this really fun shaped card. If you have followed Stamps of Life, you know that Stamps of Life has a ton of different foldits, and this is just one that they have. So be sure and check out the other ones. I did take it an extra step. There is a little bit of an edge when you fold it in half and leave that little crease. And the way to just make it, I don't want to say perfect, but it would be perfect. You can just cut another piece individually, and then I just lay that on top, and it just makes my edge really nice and clean. And then I can add my patterned paper on top. And I was just seeing if this one stood up. Some of the folded stand up, and this beautiful jar does. I have cut, included in this set is a little label, I guess you would call it. And I'm going to pick out some of my stamps here from the Cupcake Delight set. And it's going to say, sending you sweet cupcake wishes. And I'm going to have on the top, happy birthday. I'm going to use a little ink cube here. This is going to be Pacific. And I'm just kind of leaning over above my camera to kind of eyeball that that's where I want it to be. And then I'll add my magnet into here. And then I will stamp this a couple of times to get a great impression. I just re-inked a lot of my ink pads. I'm so excited. I finally took a moment this weekend to ink them. They were in desperate need of it, And so everything is stamping really, really well. I've got the jar here. I'm just going to add another sentiment inside there. Again, using the Pacific, you are the cherry on top. And this is the first time I've used the stamps. You can always wipe them off. I don't usually do that. They stamp so beautifully. And so I'm just going to let that dry, but that inside is ready as well. All right, so things are coming together. I'm just kind of going through my stash of stuff that I've cut. I've die cut all these cupcakes, and then I've got the jar. I have cut that out, the top lid, I should say, from a silver cardstock in my craft stash. And then I'm just going to kind of see which cupcake I like where and how it's going to fit on here with my label. I knew I wanted a jar of cupcakes. And again, I'm just trying to figure out which ones fit and the color combination, things like that. And then once I'm satisfied, I can start adhering these things. A lot of this in this video, I'm going to be cutting some foam pieces. These are the foam sheets from Stamps of Life. I'm actually, in this video, I'm using my very last sheet. So I'm going to have to order some more. I use this stuff all the time. I use some pre-cut foam pieces as well, just when I don't need that much foam. I just need a little piece here and there. But when I'm doing these larger images, I am always using my foam sheets. But sadly, I have come to the end of my stash, and now I will have to order some more. But I really, really love the foam sheets. You can pretty much watch most of my videos and see me use it. I love it because I can cut it to size, and it just gives me that flexibility to do so. It's very good quality as well. All right, so I've got my cupcakes where I want them, and I'm trying to stick my label behind here, so I just have to kind of get the right angle to get it stuck in there. And now I'm going to work on the lid. I didn't do the lid quite right. I was being a little bit impatient here. I should have put foam pieces all across, all three kind of sections, so to speak. They're three little kind of sections together. But I just did the middle, and then it didn't look right because it's kind of a metallic cardstock, and it just looked a little weird. So I had to go back and fix that. So that is something, just if you're going to use that jar lid, just go ahead and take the extra time and put the foam on the top and the bottom as well. And you'll see when I put it down, it just doesn't look quite right. So it's just kind of off kilter, so to speak. And so I'm just going to get this in position where I want it to. And then when I'm satisfied, I can place it down. Again, I'm working above it, and so I'm having a hard time. But you can see that the top and the bottom on the lid were a little off. So I went back and added some foam, and now it looks pretty good. Sorry, my camera, my battery was running low, and so the camera might be moving around a little bit. All right, I'm going to add some of these fun gemstones here, and they fit perfectly on this label. And then I'll add another few cupcakes here. I've got these little small ones. The pre-printed really just makes your life super easy to make these cards. And then whatever I don't use, I just keep in kind of a box, a little clear box. And then when I need some elements to fill a card, I can easily do it. Okay, super, super cute. And now I've got a fun shaped card. And then I'm going to add the cupcake inside. Well, I thought I was going to add a cupcake, and then I realized, no, I want a cherry. And there are these really cute stickers here that I'm going to use. They have the cupcakes, and they're very pretty. They've got the cupcakes themselves up in the icing have some gold foil elements on top, so it's just really, really pretty. So I'm going to add the cherry inside that. And then I wanted to add one more little bit to the top. I've got a piece of the ribbon. This beautiful, it's kind of got a shimmer to it almost. This is one of my favorite ribbons that they put out. I love the width of it, but I really like the kind of shine on there. It's a little bit different, and I am enjoying that. I'm going to pull out some glue dots here to put this on the back of my bow, and then I can just stick that directly onto my card. All right, so moving on, this is an A1 sized, so this is a little bit smaller die set called Graceful. This was included in the January 2024 card kit. It is not available for purchase, which I know might make some people sad or frustrated, and I apologize for that. I really try to use things that you can always purchase from Stamps of Life, because I know, being a big fan, we always want to get the stuff, so to speak, but it's not available for purchase. But if you're a club member, if you're a card kit member back in January, then you have this in your stash. So anyway, I apologize, but I just really wanted to use this set. It's so cute. So you can look back in your collection. It's from January 2024. All right, so I've cut my pieces out using my pattern paper. The base is Sunshine, and then I'm going to tie some more of this beautiful ribbon on the top here. And then I'll trim down the tails here and start assembling that together. I am going to use another glue dot here. My ribbon got a little bit loose at the top, and so I'm just going to use a glue dot to kind of secure it where I want it to be. And so I will take that, and then there's some tiny little glue dots. I just picked these up recently because I was out. My little glue dot container ran out, and so these are just great for little detail work. They're the mini ones that I'm using. And then I had the little needle that goes into my glue. I had it out, and I guess it had glue on it, and you can see I've got glue all over my cupcake. So I'm just going to use my little mono eraser adhesive eraser here, the sand eraser. I'm going to use that to remove that adhesive, and it came right off, thankfully. All right, so I've got my stars, and I peeled that one off. It stuck a little bit, but it still will work. And these don't have adhesive on them. I didn't notice. I was thinking that they might have adhesive on them, but they don't. So I'll just add some adhesive myself, and then I can add these around my image. And I've got that sweet little cupcake right in the middle. And these stars I am really, really loving. I wish they would come out with more of these. These are a lot of fun. I love circles and I love stars. To me, those two things go together. So, but I love the shape, and they're just really, really cute. And the colors are very pretty. All right, so I'm going to add some more glue dots here, just using that, sticking that directly on there, and then I can add my star. And I'm just peeling off a few more. Again, they're pretty small. So I'm just going to stick them on there, and they have a great stick to them. Now I wanted to add this happy birthday to you, or one of these banners, but I can't decide which one. So I just decided to go ahead and cut them apart because it would let me use it, kind of place it and see which one I like the best. And I'm having a really hard time deciding here. So I'm going to have to keep cutting them apart to get just the right one. And I really like these banners. I guess they're epoxy. They have kind of a curve on the top, and they're so pretty. I really like the bright colors of them. Very nice quality. So I'm going to add a little bit of foam to one side because it's going to kind of be popped up on that foam popped cupcake. And then that other side will stick onto the star. So quick and easy, but lots of fun to be had with that. I pulled out my grid die. This is grid number 3 with the circle. I told y'all I like circles. And the grid dies are some of my very favorite. I think there's an oval one, and I feel like there's a grid that has 3 maybe squares on one side. I'll have to look through, but on occasion I love to pull these out because you just can get a fun background very, very quick and easily, and just gives you a lot of variety and something different. So I used the die to cut the outer piece, that chocolate colored one with the sprinkles, and then I cut another piece with the stripes, and I'm just going to fill that back in. Super, super cute. And then I'm going to add a cupcake in the middle, but this just makes very quick work. I mounted all of this onto a piece of ocean cardstock, and then I will add this to a white card base. It's going to be A2 in size, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now I wanted to use these really cute stickers, the little cupcakes, and so I'm going to place my sentiment on the bottom here first. So I kind of know where I want to place these cupcakes, and I'm just going to add them directly onto that patterned paper. You could skip the step with this patterned paper and just add the cupcakes into your little sections of the grid, but I thought it just kind of added another little fun element to it. All right, now I'm going to take a piece of that foam, trim that down, and add this to my cupcake for the center. Very, very cute. And this will be added onto the middle. And then this will be glued onto an A2 card base. And I don't think I stamped anything on the inside of this one, but I will at some point add something to the inside. Okay, and that one is coming together. And then I'm looking at if I want to add some gemstones, which I decide I do, but I've just got to pick out which size I want to use. Do I want to use the big ones? And then I think I'm going to do just the center one and add 2 of the smaller, the kind of middle size. And there's a lot of gems on this one, very generous. There are a whole bunch on here that will stretch a while. And I like the size, that there are 3 different sizes. So you have a lot of variety with that. I'm going to add a little bit more of this ribbon, and I'm going to knot this one. I'm not going to tie a bow on this one. I'm just going to make a big knot and tie that off to finish off this card. Very, very cute. I'm going to trim these tails down a little bit. I think this got a little long for the size, and so I'm just going to come back and trim them up a little bit more. Very, very sweet. All right, I'm going to take one more glue dot here to just adhere my ribbon so it will stay where I want it to. Okay, there we go. There's that one. All right, so this next one, I used a die that I have that cuts strips, but I will tell you that these are 3/4 inch wide. So if you wanted to make these yourself, they're 5.5 or the length. So these will be vertical, and but you could do this, you know, either horizontally or vertically if you want. But I did use a die just to make it super easy for me. But you can just trim it to 3/4 inch. And then I'm going to lay these onto a piece of the powdered sugar cardstock that is trimmed to 4.25 by 5.5, so an A2 sized piece of paper. And then I'm going to trim that down a little bit more and to be the front of my card. But I always love all the pattern paper, but I end up with so much of scraps. And I thought, well, I'm going to work on a way to try and use them. So I just kind of staggered those, and then I trimmed it down to fit my card base. But I like the way that it turned out, kind of having the cupcakes and then the contrast with the sprinkles. This circle star is from one of the banner sets. I'll link that in the description. I don't remember which banner set, but there was a kind of a starburst, sunburst included shape, and so I thought that would be cute to add on top of this patterned paper with the stripes. Going to add another one of those epoxy sentiment banners, You Make Me Happy, and then this will be glued onto a white card base. And so there's just a lot of color and a lot of activity going on in this one, and you could stop right there, but I have been loving the stars, and I just wanted to add some more of them to this card. So I'm just kind of laying them out. It's kind of fun to pick the colors, and then based on what I have left and if I like it here or there. And then I thought about adding some gemstones, but I stopped there because it just might get too busy. Just kidding. It's already super busy, but it's so fun. So who wouldn't want to receive a card this cheerful with all these bright colors and patterns in the mail, and certainly topped off with a delicious cupcake. You make me happy. Super cute. I thought about squeezing in those gemstones, but they were a little too tight on there. So I'm just going to come back. I'm going to add one more star here. I felt that it just needed one more. All right, so that is that card. Now I'm going to finish up with a Slimline card base. I have not used my Slimlines in a while. I'm using a scalloped one, and I inserted the square into it so you can see it makes a scalloped edge. But then by adding that insert, I've got these cute squares. I cut some squares using the same die. I'm using some of that patterned paper. And I'm going to add this onto my scalloped Slimline card base, and I'm just going to glue this directly onto here. And I was thinking you could take, there's this stamp that's included in the Cupcake Delight stamp set that has some sprinkles on there. So if you wanted to stamp that onto this paper and make it into a pattern paper, you could. But you can see those stars hanging out in the corner. They are going to be the what I'm going to add onto this Slimline piece. So I'm going to glue back in those 3 pieces of the pattern paper because I wanted a little bit of detail, but not too much to overwhelm, because I want to add some more of my pre-printed patterned, already pre-colored, I should say, and pre-cut cupcakes. All right, here's some more of that foam tape adhesive sheet to add onto the back to pop these up for my Slimline. And I'm just kind of placing them, and then when I'm happy with them, I'll give them a good push onto my paper to make sure we've got good adhesion. So cute. So you could stop right there. I think that looks very cute as is. I'm going to add my last little banner in there, make a wish, and then I'm going to work on adding some stars onto my card. And I will just glue these directly onto. And since they're chipboard, they're a little bit thicker, so I can just glue them directly. I don't need to pop them up with foam because they're already several layers thick. And so I'm just going to get this last one. And once I'm happy with those, I'm going to use my scissors to keep it closed so I can start gluing on these stars. Very cute. And that will help round out this sweet little Slimline. Okay, lots of cupcakes to be sent through the mail. All right, I'm going to squeeze one more on there, but I'm going to add it to the center. And I haven't used many of the blue ones. I think I have the most of those left. And so that one can go right into the middle. And then the last little touch is I've got some Stickles glitter glue. This is Diamond, my favorite that I use all the time. And I decided that that cherry just needed to sparkle a little bit. And then I'll let that dry, and that completes that card. Well, thanks so much for watching. Here's just a recap: the jar folded card, the A1 card. We've got the grid one with those cute little stickers on there and some gemstones. Here's the patterned, kind of pieced back together with some strips. And then we've got a Slimline card. So these are just 5 ideas I wanted to share with you with the card kit. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have a favorite. Let me know if you have a favorite cupcake too. I would love to know that. And if you're not a club member, be sure to check out all my information in the details in the description. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks so much, and happy crafting. Have a good day.